in the right position. Give me 1 minute, I need to look for the.
Do you think we can turn down a little bit the air conditioning?
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you very much.
I'll do that. Okay. Okay, good.
Thank you.
No
Thanks.
problem.
It's
No
okay.
problem. No problem.
We're not used to this, you know, to,
No.
to the
Understand.
very hard air conditioning.
Understand. No problem. No problem. It's okay. I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will happen is this. I'll give you. I just need to. Sorry, 50 minutes. 2 minutes. Each of you will tell me about your about your winery. I know it's too short, but 2 minutes, and why you choose to be a winemaker,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as a woman, and how important it is.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, I will introduce you first, 3 of you, to the camera, and once I've done my short introduction, I'll turn to you, and then I will begin from the lady on the left to the right.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Good? So once you've done, each of you do a 2-minute introduction, then I'll ask the question.
Okay.
Voila?
Voila.
Okay.
Okay, then 3 of you can promote your wines and I'll rule everything. So just one last check, so that it's high definition. Ah, very good. You're inside. Thank God. Yesterday was fun. Okay, so who is Sylvia?
It's me.
Yours, Miss Sylvia, and your
This
Miss
is me.
Federica.
Federica. Okay, Federica and Miss
Daniela.
Daniela. Okay. Okay, so we'll start from here to there. Easy for me for introduction. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Hi, welcome to the National Good Choice Online News. I'm Robin Steinberg, and welcome to the Steinberg Review, and welcome to all our readers from all around the world, including New York, Singapore, and the rest of the world, and Italy as well, my favorite country. Today we have 3 wonderful ladies who are winemakers themselves, who are here for the ewine.com tour around Asia, and they are here in Singapore, Capella Sentosa, to educate and also to exhibit their wonderful wines in this wonderful region in Southeast Asia. Today we have Miss Sylvia from Nino Franco Spumati SRL Winery, which is sitting next to me. And in the middle we have Miss Daniela Roca from Albino Roca Winery, and we also have Miss Federica Pocarari from this winery known as Les Neris, right?
Yep.
Great. Now, this is my first time that I managed to overcome my Italian. I hope the ladies will forgive me and correct me. So, first of all, we're going to ask each of them to tell us why they choose to be a winemaker, and why not, and also moving forward, into the future. So we'll start with the lady sitting next to me. Oh, sorry, not the lady sitting right at the end there. She's none other than Miss Federica, and then on to Miss Danielle, and also later on you will hear lastly from Miss Sylvia. So please.
To me. So, first of all, thank you for giving us this opportunity to have a chat with you. I'm Federica Pecorari. As you were saying, the winery is called Les Neris. We are set in Friuli Venezia Giulia. Friuli Venezia Giulia is a region top northeast of Italy. We are right at the border with Austria and Slovenia. That is an area where winemaking is something historical. Has been brought there by the Romans and then was developed quite a lot during the Austrian times. And for this reason, many people of our areas always did this as a job. My family, more in specific, started working with wine and with agriculture in general in our village already at the end of the 19th century. So for me, it's been natural to continue what their job was, and it is a pleasure and really an honor for me to bring on the message that my family tried to build during these past years.
And also now, Ms. Daniel, how do you first start to be, and why you choose to be a female winemaker?
Well, also my winery is a fourth generation, so even if at the beginning when I finished my studies I worked in banking for 18 years, but then this was my life job. So this was my dream to work at the winery. That's why just 3 years ago I decided to join my family and to start to work at the winery full time. And really, believe me what I said, I'm very happy to do this job. And today the Albino Rocca winery is managed by 3 women. So not only me, but also my sisters Paola and Monica. So we are really focusing all together on wine. We collaborate very, very well, and I think we really improve the dynamic of the winery.
Wow, amazing. And now, Sylvia.
Yes, so, well, I have a history which is not so different from theirs. We are all very lucky to be part of a family business. So I started actually my studies in the creativity, in the design, and sometime I really understood that in my future I wanted to join the family business and to keep on this great business in the wine. So I'm the 4th generation in the business, in the winery, and I'm still working with my father and so my parents there. I think that the wine business is part of a creative world. So even if I studied something that was in the design and in the arts, I think there is a kind of connection with that. So as soon as I started 6 years ago, I started to work in this field. I felt it was really my way, and I'm really enjoying this now, and I'm really happy to have to have decided to go forward in this field.
Amazing. Now, I must ask this question to each of you. Now, I need each of you to answer very honestly. When you first make your first wine and it's been matured, well, what will be the first recommendation for your customers and for our new customers who wants to explore Italy and come into your winery? What will be the wine that you recommend, and also which restaurant would you recommend them to go to where your wine is? And of course, if you don't want to mention the chef, I understand. But but what kind of food that would pair? Because I know that each of you come from a different region, different cultures, and so they like to know how they can appreciate. So, can I start from here first? So,
Okay.
Yes.
So I actually didn't mention before that our winery, we focus on the production of prosecco, which is I think it's also it's a sparkling wine, and it is quite different the way you drink it from the still wines, still red and still whites. We are based in the northeast of Italy, in Veneto. The region is Veneto. The town is called Valdobbiadene, which is the heart for the prosecco production. Prosecco is a kind of a very Italian way of drinking, and it is, I think that every single restaurant in the area, in Veneto, but also around Italy and actually around the world, because it's really in every country in the world you can find very easy prosecco. It's not easy to find a good quality, but it's easy to find.
Well, where would be a good restaurant for our readers?
Well, that's not easy to say, you know. I think I don't want to mention just one. I think that as soon as the people would like to visit our area and visit a restaurant where they can drink also Nino Franco Prosecco, they can ask me and I will suggest them depending.
So which restaurant would you go to often nearby your winery, where they have your Prosecco?
Well, there are many. I don't go always in the same one. There are
Really?
maybe.
Could you recommend just one for me?
Okay, there is a very typical elegant osteria near Valdobbiadene, which is called Al Castelletto, and it is held by a woman who has been there for many years, whose name is Clemi. And you can eat there very typical food from the area, from Veneto, and they have very nice wine list, and they have also Nino Franco Prosecco.
Of course, we will definitely be there. How about yourself, madam?
Also, I forget to mention that Albino Rocca Winery is located in Piemonte, which is the region in the northwest of Italy, close to the French border, and in specific in the Langhe area, very famous for the red wines. So in our winery we produce all the most important grape varieties typical from our region, starting from the more everyday wine like Dolcetto, then Barbera, and of course the king of the grape in Piemonte, which is Nebbiolo. And with this grape variety we produce our top wine, which is the Barbaresco. So the Barbaresco is a very small appellation, but the wine is a very prestigious wine.
Amazing for your region. And also, where do I go to a good restaurant or a good cafe or a family restaurant in your area?
Well, the same. There are so many in our area. Many. Well, I like always to go in a very familiar restaurant managed by a family, where you can find really the typical Piedmontese cuisine, and is the restaurant Antica Torre, which is really located just very close to the old medieval tower in the very tiny village of Barbaresco.
Oh, very nice. All these tiny villages really admire me. I really like that.
Yeah, you know, Barbaresco is so famous for the wine, but no one believed that Barbaresco is the people in Barbaresco are only 600 people.
Really?
The inhabitants, so it's so tiny.
Oh, 600 people.
Yeah.
Wow. No, property must be really, really attractive for
Yeah.
me. I should, you know, folks, you should try to buy a property over there. So 600 people, I think that's an opportunity. You know. So Miss Federica.
Yeah. So as I was saying, Friuli is top northeast and is probably the home of white wines in Italy. We have mainly white varieties which are being grown. Most of them are international grapes which have been planted there for many centuries. And I would say that should you come to Lisneris, what you really have to taste is our Pinot Grigio.
Oh.
We really believe that Pinot Grigio is an indigenous grape over there in Friuli because it really comes out with such a strong power. It's a powerful wine, but also a very aromatic wine, very mineral. So it's really something much more interesting than what someone tends to think. It really is a wine that can explain our terroir, our philosophy, and really make you love Friuli.
Oh, so which restaurant do I go to and have that wine? You know, I mean, it seems to be that it sounds like white wines pair very well with seafood. So do people eat a lot of seafood in your area?
Well, not really. Actually, the great thing about Friulian wine is that they're amazing for matchings. So not only they look good with seafood, but also with dishes which are slightly more traditional of our area. It's an area which is much influenced by Austrian and Slovenian cuisine.
Oh, wow.
So it's something a little bit more powerful with kind of tastes. We have a lot of polenta, we have a lot of meat, and I believe that there are as they said, so many places where you can really get the typical Friulian cuisine around Gorizia. Should I pick one? There is a very nice one which is on a mount which is called San Michele. It's a family-owned restaurant which is called Locanda de Vetac, and I believe that is the perfect way to really taste the borderline cuisine that we have in our area. And you can find a lot of Lisneris wines as well, so it's perfect.
Amazing. And for folks, so if you can't find their wines in Asia, do log on to ewines.com. They will have all the available listings for you. And if not, you can always drop by at Capella Sentosa Singapore here in Southeast Asia. And apart from that, ladies, now here's the biggest question. Do you feel what is a good terroir? A good wine and a good prosecco, that you're making. Everybody's just dying to know because it's the first time that Southeast Asian women are surprised that women can be winemakers. They can be, they can make prosecco or other forms of wines that is unknown. So I'd like to start from the middle now for a change. What is and then to our lady here and to yourself. What is a good wine, a good terroir, and a good prosecco for someone who has been experiencing for a long time, especially in Italy? So we'd like our viewers to know how you describe. So, light up.
At the prosecco.
Yeah. Oh, start prosecco. What's a good prosecco?
I'm not sure I really know how to answer this question, but first of all, it's true that the wine world is still it has always been very much a male world, but now, you have the confirm here with you. Now there are a lot of new generations, our new generation, which has a lot of daughters, a lot of women in the winery, in the family businesses. I'm talking now about Italy. So it's not impossible that also women can produce the wine. Talking about prosecco, prosecco is one wine. You can have different typologies of it. You can have the drier, you can have a little bit smoother prosecco, but prosecco is quite easy. It's a very simple and delicate Italian sparkling. It is different from the classic, from the sparklings that are made with classic method, like Champagne or Franciacorta in Italy. We used a method which is called Charmat, which helps us to have this wine, to have a delicate taste in this wine, a kind of fruity taste. We have fresh fruits and fresh flowers. You can have it drier, so it's very easy to match with different kind of food. Surely with the fish and seafood is perfect. And then you can have the smoother one, which can go maybe better with the dessert or with some kind of cheese. I would say that our classic one, the one that many people could really enjoy it is the Vino Franco Rustico, which is our premium entry-level Prosecco, but it is really the one that people who prefer the drier or people that prefer a little bit the smoother one can enjoy, because it's a kind of middle way in the taste of the residual sugar.
Amazing. And now, what is a good terroir and a good wine in your own region?
In our region, we have the perfect matching between soil and climate in order to make very interesting white wines, especially in our area of production I'm talking about. The reason why I say so is that we have a soil which is a very, very warm soil, which is made out of gravels, calcareous gravels, which just allow warmth to come out on the vineyards during the night. At the same time, we have a climate which is typically Mediterranean, but which also benefits from some cool winds coming in from northeast. and bringing down temperatures during summer nights, even of more than 15 degrees. And that is something extremely important to make wines which are very elegant and very aromatic. I would say this is a perfect recipe to make a very interesting white wine, and also white wine which has the ability to last for long. That is why in our area of Gorizia we are also quite famous for producing not only Pinot Grigio but also Sauvignon Blanc grapes.
Oh wow.
Because the aromatics and the elegance that you find in a grape like this produced in our area is just stunning. It's becoming more and more important and renowned around. And next step would be to be able to bring the message of your soil inside the bottle. So obviously the hand of the winemaker is extremely important. You need to be able to understand your soil, you need to be able to understand how you want the wine to be understood and seen by the people. And I believe that women winemakers in this kind of thing are particularly talented.
Of course. Miss Danielle, please tell us what is a good terroir and a good wine in your region.
Well, our terroir is really very good for making wines with a very long aging potential. And really, it's the soil is clay and limestone terroir, and especially the Barbaresco appellation is a very small area. So that's why Barbaresco is so prestigious, because the area is just 700 hectares in total.
Wow.
And you can find this kind of soil and microclimate only in this area. So that's why it's really it is a wine that it's for very important occasion.
Amazing.
And it's a wine that has a very long aging potential, so you can keep it for 15 or 20 years.
Now, speaking about potential, many women would like to know, and speaking for a senior yourself, I'd like to ask Madam, Danielle first, how do you manage a family life? I mean, your work-life balance. I mean, you have children and you have a family, and you have, how do you manage the winery and then having to balance your family? Because managing a vineyard is long hours, hard work. Right? I mean, I'm sure you agree. For the present generation, it's not easy. So I'd like to know how do you do that?
Yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to manage because we work for so many hours during the day. But we are this sister and we try, of course, to collaborate very well. We have also some workers that help us. But we do this job with such a passion that it's not really a problem to manage the job, the work, and the family.
Amazing. Now, coming to you.
Well,
You're not married yet, right?
I'm not married yet.
Yes, of course.
And-
That's a good thing. So, folks, you know where to find her. So,
Oh well. I'm not advertising for that,
No,
actually.
no, just a
So,
joke, just a joke.
It's at the moment I'm really enjoying my job, and that's not a big deal about how to manage the private life and the job. I think that in this business, in my case, I really can. Sometimes my job becomes also my private life, and I have friends in that. So you are working, and meanwhile, sometimes here and then the time of the work finishes, and it starts really the private life, even with the same people. So that's a nice thing. But a very important thing also is that you have a good team helping you at the winery, in the vineyards, and that's, you can't do everything, right? So, or you can't divide yourself in 10 pieces and each piece can do everything. So it's very good to have a team where you can do your job, but some other people can make also the other pieces of the business. So.
Amazing. And yourself, man.
Well, I too don't have children yet,
Oh, no,
so
that's okay.
I can bring my personal example of how I've been raised, in the sense that I've been grown up among vineyards and cellar, and always been spending my time with my family. So I really believe that the winery itself can also be the meeting place for your family. And as I were saying before, also winemakers turn out to be one big family in the end. So when you're around with other winemakers, you really feel at home, because the people you are going around with or you are working out with are really the people which makes you feel well. So it's really a good combination between work and private life we've mixed together.
It seems to me that you rather choose working in a rural life than the urban life. You know, is that true?
I think it's both, because you live in a rural life we live in a rural life when we are at home, but we also travel a lot. So by traveling a lot, it is a kind of urban life. I mean, we are here in Singapore, where you have between 5 and 6 million inhabitants, and then we go home, and I live in a little town where you have 15,000 people, and they also live in small towns where you have
500,
she has
600,
600. So
yeah.
I think it's both, and that's another very nice thing to do, to be able to live both lives.
Now, next, I'm going to begin with her, and after that you, and of course, what's next in your production? What can our customers and our viewers look for your next release of your wine?
We are, of course, focusing more on the different single vineyards of Nebbiolo grapes, where we produce our top wines, which is the Barbaresco. And during this harvest, we decided to start to do the third single vineyard Barbaresco. Now, since 2007, in Barbaresco, we have all the official crews, and this is very important to know about the different crews, because from one single vineyard to another, even if they are very close, you can feel the difference on the nose, on the perfume, on the taste. And in the 2012 harvest, we will start to do the third cru Barbaresco, which is the Montalcino, which is a wonderful single vineyard in the south-facing exposure.
Amazing. For 2013, I think folks, you should look forward to that in Italy. How about yourself?
Well, our last creation, let's say, is a wine which is a single vineyard of an indigenous grape that we have in Friuli. It's a grape which is called Friulano. I've been talking so far only about international grapes, but this is something which would really explain something more about what our tradition, what our philosophy in the region is. So that would be pretty much interesting, I think, being a single vineyard, so our latest vineyard of this grape, fermented and matured in big oak barrels, so something also a little bit more structured, with a little bit more smoothness inside.
Amazing.
And also with a greater aging potential. These are white wines
And how long can you keep for?
Oh, these are wines that can hold in bottle with no problems for more than 10 years
Really?
and still look very fresh
Very
when you open
nice.
them.
Great. For folks, you should look forward to her winery, and that's over at the, that's right, Les Neris. That's it. I'm looking forward to that. Now, please tell us.
Well, our latest release was a single vineyard Prosecco, which is called the Grave di Stecca, and it is a very small vineyard. It's about 2.5 hectares, and we make this kind of Grand Cru of Prosecco. It is quite different from the classic one, because it is, when you drink it, you would never say that it is really the Prosecco. We want this wine to be a little, we want this wine to stay longer on its own skins and leaves, to be able to get more complexity. And this is basically one of the wines that we really like people to get to know. And the very important thing for us is to be able to keep always the quality at certain level, at a high level, and in the Gravity Stecca, but in the Rusticos, as I was saying before, but in every single Prosecco that we produce. So that's...
And that's for Nino Franco Winery in Italy. Now, there's another question that most women out there, especially in Singapore and Southeast Asia, they want to know 3 key secrets from you on how they can become a winemaker and what it takes to be a winemaker. So first, let me start with Madame, and then after that we'll go from her. And, yeah, please tell us.
Well, I would start with maybe visit the different wine region to understand that also when we speak about Italy, every wine region is so different. So it's important, to start to know first of all maybe the different grape variety, and second to have the opportunity to maybe to work in a winery, to do a stage to see how we make the wine, because this is the first step. And especially in our region, we do most of the work by hand, because all the vineyards are located in a hilly area on a slope like that. So these are also very hard work. And third, it's important to start to taste, maybe to taste in a blind tasting, because you can understand maybe more about the wines.
Oh, wow. Now, are you afraid of hard work?
Sorry?
Miss Sylvia, are you afraid of hard work in the winery?
No, I'm not.
Most women, in Asia, women do and are afraid of hard work. So that's why I think I want to ask you, how do you confront hard work?
Well, I think that if you have, by winemaking, if you have the interest, if you have the passion, and if you have the knowledge and you keep on learning, that can help you, even if it's hard work, it can help you to go on.
And endure the sweat and the heat.
Yes, it's in Italy we don't have. I mean, we have some months of heat, but it's okay. That's not the big problem.
Okay. So how do you overcome the challenges in working in a winery? The women like to know what are the challenges that you have to face as a winemaker. The three key challenges.
Well, maybe the most difficult thing in my job at the moment is like traveling quite a lot, because I'm quite a lot in charge of the sales, so that keeps you away from home for a while. And sometimes it's beautiful because you see the whole world in a way, but you're not on holiday, so you're still working with that, So maybe that's something that at some point it is a little bit difficult. But at the same time, I mean, as I was saying, if you have the passion, you do it, even if it's sometimes tiring,
So how many countries have you been so far?
I should count them now. I think
100 countries?
I've been in Asia, and I have been in the North and South America, and not yet in South Africa, which must be a very good market, and in Europe, in East Europe.
So women do have to endure and expect long hours, especially when they do sales for their winery.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we come to our lady here from Les Neris. Please tell us, how can women expect, when they want to embark in a career of art or becoming a winemaker and owning a winery like yourself?
How they can start to do it.